Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your speaker, trainer and coach from Live, Love, Give. And today I am coming to you from beautiful Warrnambool. It's a little bit cold outside, but I will flip the camera around shortly and I'll show you exactly where I am. Actually, I'm just going to do it really quickly now. It's so beautiful what I get to look at while I am with you guys out there on the beach. So beautiful, beautiful for me. And I really wanted to share this inspiring message with you guys, all about not letting where you begin getting in the way of where you could be. And I was completely and utterly inspired by this to share this message with you guys just this morning, as a group that I've been working with have been submitting their final empowerment challenge, which was to get a video created and recorded about what they were most proud of themselves for throughout this past 8-week course that turned into 10 weeks together, but really getting them to be proud of themselves and get on camera. And there's one beautiful, incredible human being in particular that has completely blown my mind the entire course, who was somebody who started who just didn't know how they were going to manage it technically, because they have to be able to, log into different websites and submit pieces of work and download different things and get on Zoom calls, on live Zoom video calls and conferences and all sorts of stuff. And along the journey, they have learnt all that skill set whilst they've been also learning all the course content and doing all the work. So just mind-blowing. And today this beautiful human being submitted a video. They didn't even know how they were going to do that, and they did it, and they got the job done all themselves. And for some of us that might sound like not that much. For others it is a huge challenge, and I'm so blown away and impressed by this, because there's other people who said at the beginning, oh, how am I going to do all this technically, and it might have thrown some people off, but in the end it didn't. And I'm so inspired by this particular woman, and instead of letting where she began get in the way of getting to where she could be, she didn't. She is completely dedicated and courageous enough to find the answers, seek the guidance, get the job done, do the work, and be dedicated to her progress and success. And as a result, she's had tremendous breakthroughs over our time together. And I couldn't be more grateful to be walking on that path with her, and she knows who she is. I know she'll be watching this at some stage, whether she can join me live or not, I'm not sure. But it also got me thinking about where I began when I started my own journey in doing what I do by myself. And for those of you who've heard my story millions of times before, please stay with me for a moment, because I've got a different angle that I want to take with you guys. And ultimately, it was just over a year ago, literally like a week or two over a year ago, when I stepped out fully and do what I do by myself outside of a partnership that I had previously been in. And that was a huge challenge for me, particularly because where I started when I stepped into the work that I do right now is I actually started as a relationship coach. So I was with my partner, my business partner, and who I was in relationship with. We actually began our journey by studying all things relationship, coaching couples, using ourselves as the guinea pigs, and really being, in that realm of relationship. And that's who I started out as a relationship coach. And what happened for me was I left the relationship and the business simultaneously, for which was built up on us being a couple, us being relationship coaches as a couple. And instead of, letting that affect me in terms of, oh my God, like the relationship expert is leaving her relationship, and getting all caught up on that, I didn't, and I didn't. I chose to not let where I began get in the way of where I could be, in terms of not letting, how could this person, is that, how she's not walking her talk? Why isn't her relationship as extraordinary as possible that she wants to stay in it forever and ever, and so I didn't let that beginning of being a relationship expert get in the way of me doing everything that I can do. And I still coach on relationships. In fact, where I was a year ago compared to where I am in terms of my experience and knowledge and ability to really help and serve in the realm of relationship is absolutely far along the timeline, because I had the courage to leave that behind, to leave what wasn't working behind, and move on and continue my own personal journey and my growth. And I would know that I could be in this part of my journey a year ago, when I've gotten to create such incredible connections, got to create the kind of courses and ways of serving that I am so inspired by. And I know I've got so far to go because my vision is way beyond where it is right now. So I've got a lot of growth to have, but I am super grateful that I didn't let my beginning get in the way of where I could be at this stage, and I'm certainly not going to let it get in the way of where I'm going. And I'm hoping that me sharing this with you guys is inspiring you, you know, to not get so caught up on where you are in the beginning, when you don't know the stuff, when you know, you don't feel like you're good enough, or you worry, you know, about and worry and doubt about where you could be. You don't let that all get in the way, because you have a growth mindset, because you trust in your ability to always learn, to grow, to progress. And if you have that kind of mentality and mindset, you know that where your beginning isn't where you're going to be. You know you've got to start somewhere. And what is that amazing saying? That every master was once a disaster. So true, you know, and actually, in actual fact, what gives masters the fuel and the motivation and the inspiration to become a master is because they perceived some sort of void in that area to begin with. And that's what actually inspired them to like really go on that journey of developing and growing themselves and having that inspired fuel to actually become the master, the expert, whoever they are, and continue on that growth journey. So hope that today's message is going to get you into action in terms of not doubting yourself, and to own, if you're not the expert right now, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you begin, as long as you are on your inspired path and you're doing the work and you trust and believe in your ability to always grow, learn the lessons, and follow what your inspiration is. And if you guys have any questions or comments, please drop them below. I always love hearing from you guys. Let me know where in the world you are tuning in from, and or any words of wisdom that you would love to share with our community today. We'd all love to hear from you, so make sure you drop a comment. And if you guys haven't already, make sure that you are definitely booking in one of my 15-minute power sessions, because I love getting to meet you guys personally, jump on a video call with you, see how I can best support you with any challenge or struggle that you're, you know, like my language just said, that you might be faced with right now. See how I can best support you in breaking through to your next level. I can't love anything more than that. So I would love to hear from you guys, and let me check in and see who's been able to join me. I've got Judy and Zena and Timothy and Diane, hello, and Jamie and Tavis, hello to you, and Stephen and Alok, hello, and Jay Irvin, nice to have you, and I'm doing really well, Alok, I hope you are as well, and Elias, hello to you, my friend, and Rory's here, and Lombardo from Italy, inspire to inspire, absolutely, and I love Italy, I can't wait to get back to Europe. My ideal would be I'd be there next year, but let's see if I can make that happen. I love that. I love hearing where you guys are tuning in from. And Melissa's here, and Daniel and Tomakan, good morning to you. And Colin, and loving that you're finding this amazing. And Jamie's here as well, and Tanya, awesome to see you. And Chris from Florida, as always, I love having you here, my friend. And Jennifer's here. And Chris, what music do you love, Vanessa? Oh, great question. I want to hear more of your music, because I have caught a couple of little of your videos on Instagram, and I love them. And so definitely want to hear more, and I'm always asking you to send me some of your music so I can check it out. But I love everything, you know. Depends where I am, depends on the context. Like, I have inspirational kind of classical music that I tend to listen to when I'm writing or studying. And when I'm at the gym, it's usually electronic, dance sort of music. But I know you're into like hip hop and rap and stuff, and I love that. I love a song that tells a story. Like, I'm so engaged by it. And so I think I like everything. I even like dubstep. I think I practically love everything because I love what it brings. It brings out the genius in that person. You know, you get to see a new depth of who that person is, you know, see that artistic side of someone. And so for that reason, I kind of love everything. I know that's such a general answer, but I want to hear more from you, Chris. So please stop holding back. And Rory, you're so welcome, my friend from Brisbane. I love it. Love Queensland. I wish I was there right now. Well, not right now because it's kind of beautiful out here. I'll just flip it around. The sun's come out in beautiful Warrnambool, but the whales aren't here yet. Last year they were here 2 days ago, and I was actually the first person to sight the whales, and I ended up on national radio, which was kind of a bit fun, you know, but they're not here yet. So we'll see what happens. They're a bit slow this year, but I love Brisbane, Queensland. Best time of the year up there right now. And Riyadh's here, and Alexandria, my spirit sister. I love it. And so good to have you here, and I hope Charles is here too. Hello, Charles. And Craig's here, and Scott, awesome to see you. And yes, Chris, it's so beautiful out there. Oh my God, I haven't been down here in Warrnambool for like 3 months or something, because sometimes I struggle with the internet down here, and I've had too much going on that I just couldn't risk it, but it's seeming pretty good, so I'm pretty happy about that. And Ramon, thank you so much for just joining right now. I really hope that today's message has resonated with you, served you, got you thinking about stop discounting yourself, stop judging yourself for where you begin, and actually focus on where you could be, and don't let where you begin get in the way of you getting to where you could be. And Roxana's in the house. You did an amazing video. Oh my gosh, I was so proud of you. Awesome work. And anybody else just joining me now, I really hope that you catch the recording and get a ton of value from today's message. Alexandra V, time to use your super sonar to call those whales. Yes, I do need to do it. I thought I was doing it all night last night. Didn't quite pay off for me. I'll keep going, and I'll let you know as soon as they arrive. Let's see what happens. But actually here in Warrnambool, every 3 years, we have like a really big season. That was last year, where the whales, the southern right whales, come from the Antarctic. They calve here on the coastline of Victoria, Warrnambool, right in front of my house right here. I'm so lucky. And that was last year. And they stay for a really long time. They calve. They look after their calves. There's many of them. There was like 8 or 10 of them or something last year. But then for the following next couple of years, they don't calve. So they bring the calf who was calved last year, they bring them down, but they might only be here for a couple of weeks. I'm not sure. So it's kind of up in the air. So it won't be as good as last year, unfortunately, but I'm looking forward to getting to witness them. I kind of wake up in the morning and I open my curtain, and that's when I see them. So we'll see. I'm hoping. And Dwan, lovely to see you. Have so much to share, but I have a fear of public speaking. How does one overcome that? Dwan, awesome question, and I love that you've asked it, and I love that you're here. Okay. Personally, I haven't really had that fear of public speaking because I love it. I get so much energy from it. It's unbearable. So I can't say that I've come from a place of hating public speaking. There's definitely been times in my life where I've been called upon, like at school or something, and I didn't have the answer, or I wasn't listening, and that was like, scary. But honestly, what happened for me, and this is the advice that I give everybody, particularly who has so much to share, so much value to give, and they're holding themselves back because they're caught up in their own fears. A year ago, about 2 weeks back from today, I was challenged to go and do my Facebook Lives, and what you're seeing every day with me here. And somebody challenged me to do that, and I was a bit scared. I was a little bit scared. And I just decided, you know what? I have a grander vision and desire to serve at my highest capacity, and that that overweighs and outweighs my childish fears. That's how I turn them for myself. Because at the end of the day, when we're too scared to get value out to an audience, if you know that you have value to add, and every single one of you guys absolutely does, whether you've tapped into that value or not, whether you've discovered what your genius is or not, if you have and you're not sharing that, you need to stop being so selfish. You know, this is how I woke myself up. So instead of being selfish and self-centered and worried about like your own personal fears about being rejected, what are people going to think, if they're going to criticize me, am I going to do it perfectly, whatever the fear is that we as human beings always get caught up in, no matter what, you know, but instead of that, have a grander vision. Have a vision that pulls you through those fearful moments. You know, there's definitely been times, I've been doing these Facebook Lives every single day, sometimes more than once, you know, non-stop for over a year now. I've done nearly 400 straight videos. And, you know, because I have, there's definitely times that I'm like, oh, I don't feel like it today, or I don't feel energized. You guys have seen me do it, you know. And, you know, instead of getting caught up in that, or in the beginning worrying, oh, what are people going to think? I chose authenticity. I chose to have a message of value from my heart. Whatever I felt was valuable, I was just going to be authentic. I was just going to show up and I was just going to give openly. And I haven't stopped. And because I had a grander vision of being of service, I was pulled through all those times when I didn't want to do it. All those times when I felt fearful of doing it. And so what I would encourage you to do, Dwan, is I'm grateful that you at least know that you have a lot to share. That's the starting point. Secondly, it's about what is my vision here? What is something bigger that I can attach myself to that's bigger than just my own insecurities and fears? Which know that every single one of us has those insecurities and fears, and get a clearer vision on what will pull you through. You know, what is that service? What is that value? What is that, you know, authenticity piece that you really want to share with the world? And if you can get that and get that clarity, and telling you, and take the action, just hit record on a Facebook Live if that's how you want to present, or however that is. Get inside, get out in front of people. Just take the action in alignment with a bigger vision than just your fears, and you will get over it with practice. As I'm always saying, inaction breeds fear and doubt. Taking action breeds confidence and courage. Got to keep doing it, my friend. And I so love that you've brought that question to the table. And Christian is here. Hello. And Jamie, you're so welcome. And Rory, Dwan, I'm joining a webinar today at 11 with Scott Harris in public speaking. Here's the link to join to see if you like it. Awesome, Rory. Love that. And Roxana, loving that you are finding today's message a great message, and I appreciate you so much. And Sam's just joined, my teammate. I love it. And Dwan, you are so welcome. I'm grateful that that is of value. So much love to each and every one of you guys out there. As always, I'm sending you all of my love, light, blessing, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you, to wherever you are in the world today. I hope it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary. And just as a side note, if you guys are looking to do more of that public speaking, drop the rules is my greatest advice. You know, just be authentic. You know, there's a lot of people out there trying to teach you how to be a public speaker. I think that a lot of it can be a lot of value. Personally, I've never done any of that stuff because for me, I know that my value and your value too is you being your most authentic, inspired self. And that's the best coaching, the best advice that I feel I could ever give you to show up and be your best public speaker. You know, there's definitely some of us that could be more enthusiastic, more energized and getting that message out. But from my experience, you tap into that authentically when you are in alignment with what inspires you most. So be authentic, get yourself out there, know your value, and just get into action. And I guarantee you will resonate with the right people who see the value that you can add and want it, you know? So absolutely love that. And always beautiful to catch up with you, Sam. And thank you so much, my friend. I'm grateful that you love my enthusiasm and passion, because I got a bunch of it. And I know you do too, so I love it. So I'm going to sign off. I hope that you guys are having an amazing day wherever you are in the world, and you're going to do something inspiring. And I really hope that today's message has supported you and encouraged you to not let where you begin get in the way of where you could be, because you've got some superpowers in there that we just need to tap into and access and get you into that action. Sending you guys all of my love, and I cannot wait to see you all tomorrow. Much love.